In this video, I will go over the material covered by lecture 0.1.2 called Solving Equations. And again, just like before, I wasn't going to cover anything here because solving equations is something that is extensively covered in pre-calculus or algebra or trigonometry. This is where you learn how to solve all these equations. However, the most important thing here is not for me to remind you of all the different ways how to solve all the different equations, but to point out that in this class you are allowed to use technology to perform any pre-calculus task, and solving an equation does qualify as such. And there are several great tools that I want you to, not several great tools, but there are at least more than one way of solving an equation with technology. And the two main websites that I encourage you to use are the Desmos and Wolfram Alpha. Here I give you example of how to solve an equation like using technology in two different ways. One way is as simple as type the equation in Wolfram Alpha, and the other one could also be as simple as typing the equation in Desmos, but you can also be more curious about the process of solving the equation, and instead of just typing the equation, you can actually break it up into steps, such as define a function for each side of the equation, and then instead of just staring at some dots on the x-axis, you will be actually looking at the intersections of two graphs. You will still be looking at the x values, because to solve an equation means to find the x values that make the equation a true statement, but at least this provides more purpose to the process of solving the equation. It becomes more visual. Wolfram Alpha, as you can see, does it by default, so you don't have to tell it. Wolfram Alpha is actually a pretty cool tool, so I would encourage everyone to start exploring both of these options. Obviously, I do want you to read everything that I typed here. It came from the bottom of my heart, and I really wanted to share this with you. And once you're done reading this and you're ready to do the homework, let's jump right in and start solving equations with technology. And I don't know how many homeworks we're going to have, but when you solve equation, you solve equation. It really doesn't matter whether it's logarithmic or trigonometric or exponential. And speaking of devil, here's the logarithmic equation. Let's solve it. How do we solve it? We're going to solve it with technology. Now, it is possible to solve this one without technology, and if you can, good for you. I'm going to solve it with technology. And let's go with the most, with the most curious approach first. So first of all, I'm going to define two functions, one for each side. So I'm going to define the function for the left-hand side of the equation, and I'm going to define the function for the right side of the equation. Solving the equation now becomes as simple as finding the x value of the point of intersection. So you can tell that these two intersect at x equals 8.624. 8.624. However, if I just type here x is equal to 8.624, it is not going to like it. Why? Because it is asking me for the exact value. However, in real life, there isn't much. I wasn't going to say there isn't much difference, but there is a difference. But from the practical point of view, sometimes 8.624 is just as good as the exact answer. So when you go to buy lumber at the Home Depot and you tell them, oh, please, could you cut me a square root of 3 feet of 2 by 2, you will be looked at as an oddball. And again, while there is a value in approximations, in this particular case, it does say to find the exact value. So to find the exact value, we are going, and you can just waste one attempt here to see that it's not what they want. Just because it's not what they want doesn't mean it's the wrong answer. So let's actually find that answer. So we're going to type -3 ln 5x minus 4 plus 4 equals -7. In Wolfram Alpha, you can just type this. It's just that easy. It understands it. Notice that in Wolfram Alpha, log is natural log. So whenever you copy the answer from Wolfram Alpha, make sure that you interpret log as a natural log, that is as ln. Now notice how the graph that Wolfram Alpha produces is pretty much the same graph as we have, right? But Wolfram Alpha is definitely better at solving equations and providing the exact answer. So this is the exact answer. If you type this in a calculator, so x is equal to 1/5 e to the power, what was the power? Oh, we forgot everything. 11/3 plus 4. 4 plus e to the power 11/3. You see that that's exactly the same value that we were looking for. And it's also 8.624, right? However, this is the answer that the software is looking for in this particular case. But please understand that the fact that you're allowed to use technology means these problems can be done fast. I don't need you to spend 40 minutes solving this logarithmic equation. Can you? If you can, and you have 30-40 minutes, go for it, but you don't have to. However, let me show you real quick how I would have solved this analytically if I had to, and this is probably anyone would have done it this way. We would have subtracted 4 from both sides. We would have divided everything by -3, which would have eliminated this negative, and then we would have raised both sides to the power. We would exponentiate both sides, so it would be e to the power 11/3, and then we would have add 4 to both sides. Do you see where all those numbers are coming from? And then we would have divided by 5. So this is how they got what they got. But technology is just much faster, and at this point we assume that you know how to solve these equations. All right, this one, let's do the same thing. Let's first use Desmos, and then we use Wolfram Alpha. So ln 2x minus 2 ln x squared. And on the right side we have 0. So what we're looking for is the actual x-intercepts. Oh, 1.26. I wonder if it's rounded or not. Well, we can totally waste an attempt. Nope. Obviously we had to do something here. But there's no harm in trying different things. Let's see what Wolfram Alpha says. Oh wow, cube root of 2. Who would have thought? Let's check. Cube root of 2, I don't know how to type cube root of 2, but we know that cube root of 2 is the same as 2 to the power 1/3. And yeah, that's very accurate. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to answer here 2 to the power 1/3. Yep, and that's the right answer. Now, could have we solved it analytically? I'm not going to, but here's how. Exponential equation, same approach. I'm going to take Desmos first. This one is being very picky now. And clearly we see it has one solution, right? So we already know that much. Sometimes that's all you need to know. We know approximately what it is, but that's not what the software is looking for. So let's just type this in Wolfram Alpha. And notice how Wolfram Alpha does what I'm suggesting you to do, right? It graphs it. It shows you it has one solution right away, and then it gives you the answer. Now, this is clearly like a computer-generated answer, so you have to be careful when you're using technology. if you write something like this on a test, it clearly means you use technology. But we can go, well, either from here or from here, but either way, the correct answer is I was trying to, where's the logarithm? Huh. Can I answer it? Oh yeah. So it's log base 6 of 233,280. That's the right answer. Let's submit. Yep, we got it. It's called the change of base formula to go from here to here, but also we can go from here. This is exponential form of the answer, and this is logarithmic form of the answer. All right, we're moving along. And another exponential equation, again, doing it by hand. I don't know how long it would have taken, but it's just not fun doing it by hand. Sometimes you just need to get things done, and this is how we get things done. This equation has two solutions, right? So when there are two solutions, the instructions say to separate them by commas. And what are the two solutions? Again, it's probably going to have some radicals in them. Well, this is exponential function, right? So it's probably going to have some natural log and maybe radicals. But again, what we learned right away from graphing it, it's that there are two solutions. Now, if we want to actually find both solutions, let's do this. Press enter. Oh, log 4 and log 6, interesting. Again, remember, log 4, log 6, that's in human language, that's ln 4, comma, ln 6. I don't know if spaces require, I don't know, let's see. Yep, that's all there is. Now, look at this analytical solution. Who has time for this? Not us. Another exponential equation, same task, so let's just get this done. 3e to the power negative 5x minus 8 and minus 4 and 9. So we see this equation has how many solutions? 1. We know approximately what it is. To find it, we're going to use Wolfram alpha. 3e to the power negative 5x minus 8 minus 4 equals 9. And eventually you'll make a typo and you'll get the wrong answer, and then you'll get confused. Why is this wrong? I did everything right. Well, just make sure you type everything right. Parentheses, make sure every opening parenthesis has the closing parenthesis. Make sure you type ln or log, whatever's appropriate in each situation. And yeah. But inevitably, sooner or later, you will get this wrong, and then you'll have to redo it. So it's really not a big deal. There is no need to get frustrated with anything. Geez, they just keep beating us up with this equation. So, logarithmic equation. Again, if you use just your brain and a piece of paper, then you really need to remember how to solve logarithmic equations. Logarithmic equations can get really ugly very fast, just by, adding another log in there, and that's it. You may not even be able to solve it analytically. So technology is the way to go. Again, we can see that there is only one solution. To find it, I'm going to type the equation. Actually, I'm curious if it's going to understand me here, but we'll see. We'll see. Does it understand? Yes, it does. And where is the answer? Oh, look at this. What? The answer is pretty nice. I guess that's in calculus. This is pretty nice, I guess. It may not look nice for an algebra student, but for a calculus student, we do like this answers. Well, I hope this is it. Yay, we are done. Is there another homework or? Nope. That was it for lesson 0.1.